This is Vince at Victoria Makerspace's Biolab, and today we are going to do electrophorsis gel. So what you will need is a pair of gloves, a 250 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. You will need a tray for an electrophoresis gel. You will need a 50 milliliter measuring pipette. You will need 0.5 grams of agarose, some electrical tape, and some 1X lithium boric acid, and a marker dye. In this case today we're going to be using ethanium bromide, hence the need for the gloves. Okay, the first step is going to be to measure out the TBE or LB. In this case we're using LB. We're going to measure out 50 milliliters, which happens to be the amount that's just perfect for this tray. So you're going to take your pipetter and take up 50 milliliters. And we're going to transfer that to our 250 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. And we're done with that. To this we're going to add 0.5 grams of agarose, and then we take a scrunched up Kim wipe and just stuff it in the top, just kind of as a bit of a lid. Okay, now we're going to microwave this for 35 seconds. And it should be just about clear by the time it's done. It will take a couple of seconds to clarify. Just make sure it does actually clarify out. And there, we're getting pretty clear. So by the time we are ready to pour, it will have completely dissolved. Okay, so now we have to tape up the tray so that our gel doesn't leak out the end while it's still hot. So I like to use electrical tape. It sticks a little bit better in my opinion. Other people here will suggest painter's tape. Whatever works for you. Whatever floats your boat. I want it too tight because it'll actually stretch right off the edge. At least when you're using electrical tape. And then you have a bad day. So now we're just going to cut that up. Hold that over. And we are all ready for the gel. So we're still a little bit warm on this. It should be basically cool enough that you can hold it. So we're just going to hold off for a few minutes, and we'll come back once that's cooled off a bit. Okay, here we are. The agarose TBE solution is cooled off to the point where it's you can touch it. And now we are going to add 1.6 microliters of ethidium bromide. So ethidium bromide is a bit of a nasty chemical. It's a mutagen, and so it's definitely something you don't want to get on your skin. At this point, we're going to glove up, and you should be wearing gloves anytime you're handling ethidium bromide or anything that is ethidium bromide contaminated. It's just the safe thing to do. So we're going to take our ethidium bromide out of its very, very safe capsule, foam packed and all that wonderful stuff. And we're going to take the plug out of the top. I'm going to grab a pipette tip, open up the container, and we are going to grab 1.6 microliters of ethidium bromide, which does not look like a lot, but it's a mighty powerful thing. And what will happen is that dye will light up in the presence of DNA. The ethidium bromide wants to fluoresce at all times, but when it binds to DNA, it actually dehydrates or forces the water away from that area, and the water actually quenches the ethidium bromide from fluorescing. So anytime the ethidium bromide is in contact with DNA, it can fluoresce because it creates a zone where there is no water to quench the fluorescent tag. So we're going to mix that just a little bit for a few seconds, just to make sure that all gets nicely mixed in there. And one important little detail: before you pour it, you want to have your comb in there. So we're going to add that, and you want to just get it so there's kind of an even space. And now we're going to pour. Just pour slowly and gently the entire volume. If you're using our system here, it's 50 milliliter. Trying to get every last little drop in there. And now we're going to let that sit for about 45 minutes to an hour until it becomes hardened. Okay, here we are again. Our gel has set up, and so we are going to first remove the tape. Find the edge. There we go. And because the tape has been touching the gel, we'll put that in the contaminated waste. And then we lift the comb very carefully. And I like to rock it just a little bit as I come out. And there we go. We have a gel ready to go.